Hello, happy Sunday to all of you who are watching this video with me, and I am here with my 4 girls, which are newborn reborns, and I wanted to share them as my collection with you. And they're all limited edition, and they're all numbered babies, and they're all the same size, which is wonderful. And I have their COAs, all of them, here as well. And I thought it would be kind of fun to put them in Babadoo onesies. And like over here is Quinlan, and she's in a Babadoo onesie. And hers is long sleeve, but they all have these collars on them. I want to get this out. I was doing this by hand before. I had to not do that video because I was shaking so bad. I don't know why. I mean, it just looked like it was a terrible video. But right there is the collar on hers, and hers is long sleeve, and I love babies in onesies. I really do. And they just look so comfortable, and it's hot outside, and she's nice and cool. And this is my Quinlan sculpt, and here is her certificate. I have it here somewhere, and I've had her for about three or 4 years. And here is her certificate of authenticity, and you can see I got this kit is $7.89 out of 800. I was in on the last 10 or 11 kits that came out from Laura Lee Eagles, and I didn't get her brand new. And you know, she came out a few years after I started reborning. I'm not quite sure what year. Oh, she was created in 2013. So I actually was reborning at that time, and I had been for a couple of years, but I was pretty much doing Bountiful Baby kits, and then I got turned on to Laura Lee Eagles, and I saw this one, and I thought, oh, I want to get that kit. Oh, well, no, you can't get that kit because I think she sold out in like 10 minutes. And I was so disappointed. And at that time, nobody was selling their kits. They just were hanging on to them. And I saw these beautiful Quinlans coming through. And I was so disappointed because I really love this face. And she is, as you know, she's very popular. And so, you know, I waited and waited, and then they started showing up for sale. People had them. They were selling theirs, part of their collections, and every time I try to get one, I would miss out on it, and she was very expensive. And one day, I was on Dolphin, and this is back when Dolphin was really a nice place to go. You know, I mean, you could sell your dolls there, you buy dolls, buy doll kits. And so she was sold, and I mean, she was for sale for a lot of money, and which to me would have been a lot of money, still is. But at that time, it probably was a deal for a Quinlan because they were going for more than that. And, but I snatched her up. She came to me. I cannot remember her artist. I was her second mommy. She was a custom made for someone on Dolphin, and she just didn't bond with her for whatever reason, so she sold her, and she came to me, and I did a box opening. It's back some years ago. You can see it. But she had painted hair, and you know, she was very pretty, and her eyelashes were terrible. I'm just going to say that right up front. And her painted hair was lovely, but it wasn't enough, and she was very pale. So I ended up redoing her eyelashes, and I ended up painting her giving her color and depth and realism. That her eyebrows were always nice. I didn't touch those. I'd left those alone, but I redid her mouth. I did all the coloring that you see on her ears and her eyes, and the stork bite, and the depth, the shadowing of the purple over her eyes, and I did her hands and her legs, and I matted her, and I rooted her hair. So pretty much, you know, now I have just recently given her a new body, rematted her, so she pretty much was reborn by me. Anyway, that is my Quinlan, who is named Olivia. And this is funny because her original name was Imogen. Didn't last but a few days, and said, no, this girl is not an Imogen, she is Olivia. So she's been Olivia now for quite a few years, and you all recognize the certificate of authenticity. Anyway, I'm very grateful to have her in my collection at Laura Lee's Quinlan, because she is a rare, sold out limited edition kit. So now we'll move on to my other 3 newborns. And we will back out a little and move down here. They are all in my crib. And this crib has a whole story to it, but we just won't cover that in this video. But anyway, here's my 3 girls. And I'm going to move you over here a little, so we can get in here and see them. And move in a little bit. Okay, and starting from the left is the newest. Oh, sorry about that. The tripod just decided to start wobbling for whatever reason. On the left, this is the newest baby in my collection, and she is a reborn size, and she has painted hair. And this is the new sculpt, and from her name is the sculpt is actually Darina, and it's by Irina Kapelonska, and she's pretty popular. And she apparently does reborns too. I've seen her reborns; are absolutely beautiful. She makes these beautiful little cashmere type bunnies and puppies and toys, and she sculpted this one, I believe. Now, if I'm telling you all this wrong, I apologize, but this is her. I just can't imagine there being 2 Irina K's. So, and she is from Belarus. But this is the Darina sculpt, and I fell in love with her after seeing my friend Katie's baby on My Little World video, and she had her, and I just fell in love with her immediately. And of course, she had, I believe, had the prototype. She's now since sold her to Shannon of Love Me Some Reborn Babies, and she features her on her channel, and she's absolutely a gorgeous, gorgeous doll. So I ended up getting I saw this one on reborns.com. Her artist is Lori Grover from Groovy Art Dolls, and I fell in love with her because I am really becoming quite the fan of painted hair. I always have been kind of there. It's just so easy, and it always looks nice, and it's not messy, and you can put headbands on without feeling bad. You can put hats on them, so that was a real plus for me. Anyway, here's her painted hair, and you all can see that, I think. Whoops, sorry, baby. That's her painted hair, and she is just a beautiful girl. And she is number 49 of 2100. And I'm getting shadows, and I really apologize. And her certificate or COA has been signed by the artist herself. So that is really nice. And she's a limited edition of 2100. And so she's not sold out yet, but she is a limited edition. Quinlan is, of course, sold out. And let me see if I can get in a little closer. Yeah, there she is. I love her coloring. She has a little olive complexion, which is really nice. It's nice for me, my babies, because my husband's Italian, and I'm German, so it's not, no, there wasn't this real darkness in the complexion, but my babies all had a lovely little olive tint to their skin from their daddy. And this baby has this olive skin tint as well. And I love that. And she is wearing a Babadoo, and it has a pink lace collar. It's also pink lace, but it's a little different than the one that Olivia is wearing. Now, her name was Imogen as well. That's what I named her, because I love that name, but it just does not fit her to me. So I have changed her name to Penelope, and I like that so much better. So let's move on to my next baby. And this, as you can see, I think you know who this is. This is Esme. Let me just change. Okay, this is Esme, who is a Laura Lee Eagle sculpt. She is sold out, limited edition, and has been for a while. She was created in 2014. This kit is 925 of 1250, so I just got in on the last bit of that as well. And I love this kit, and this is probably my favorite of Laura Lee Eagles, period. And I did actually, when I knew she was, because I missed out on the Quinlan kit, I knew she was coming up, and I watched it with my friends, and we all kind of got on to McPherson or Laura Lee Eagle's site when it was released. The time was released that you could order her, and it said I had her in my bag. I was very excited, and then all of a sudden she disappeared. Everybody was on there, and I lost her. So I didn't get the kit. I was very disappointed, but about a year later, somebody came up I put on Doll Fan, that I had 3 kits. There was an Americas. They were all limited edition kits. They were nice kits. I just can't remember who they all were at this time that I had. That were blank kits that I would trade for a blank Esme kit. And, yep, we did that exchange. It was perfect, because what I paid for those kits, because the kit, just a blank kit of Esme at that time, would have been about $350, and that's about what these 3 kits cost. So I got this blank kit of Esme. I was so excited, so I sent her off to be painted by Crystal Wynn of Paris Alley Reborns. And she did a wonderful job. She sent her back. I mean, she was just a beautiful, beautiful newborn looking baby. And you know, do you ever, sometimes you get this bug to sell your dolls and you don't even know why you did it, and then you sell them and then you go, why did I do that? Well, that is what happened with that Esme. I ended up selling her to Weeby Dolls, Wendy at Weeby Dolls, who had made comments about her, and I sold her, and she's there with Weeby's nursery still, and Weeby features her sometimes, and she's a beautiful doll. Anyway, I was okay with it at first, but then as the months went on, guess what? I really regretted it. So, I don't know, it was maybe a year after I had done that, I put on Doll Fan again, that I had 3 limited edition blank kits, if anybody has a Esme, and somebody did, and it was exactly the way it happened before, and I was able to get the blank kit, and I thought, this time I am not going to sell this doll. And my daughter, because she does fair-skinned babies and realism so well, that I asked her if she would do that for my birthday present, and she did. And she created this little Esme, and I wanted her to be Nordic. She did all the painting, and I did the rooting. And I wanted her blonde, and I was very pleased with how she came out. And I have the hair, yeah, I think I already showed you her certificate of authenticity. So you can put that over there. And so I named her Greta. Greta Elizabeth. Elizabeth after my daughter, and Greta after my German ancestry. So that worked out really great. And she is wearing a Babadoo onesie, and her collar on that is blue, as you can see. And she's just a gorgeous baby, and I just love her. And so she is my that's my third reborn in the bunch. And then last but definitely not least is my Camille, who you all know and recognize as a Levi. And I got her, and she came to me, and she's a first edition Levi, which is very difficult to come by now. I don't like that shadow. If I hold it over here, it's better. And she's numbered. And here I am on she's 1807 out of 1995, which is just too funny. I'm just like at the last of all these, so she's the numbered. There was 1995 Levi's from the first edition, and then she closed it. She has Bonnie Brown is on her signature here. And so I got this Levi again off of Dolphin. I got her, and she came to me, and when I bought her for a very good price, and was a collector. I'm her second mommy, and she was actually done as a boy, and I can't remember the artist, but she was pretty popular on Dolphin. Anyway, but she came to me as a boy, and I love her hair. Her hair is gorgeous. She has the softest, I love the rooting on this hair. I haven't touched a thing, but I wanted a girl. So she had really no color to speak of. I mean, her hair was very well done, so I was very happy with that. But I ended up, just like I did with my Quinlan, I ended up doing all of the blushing and the depth and the realistic coloring in the ears and everything, and on her hands and her legs, her fingers, her toes, and I matted her. And so really, I didn't do anything with her hair, but everything else really was reborn by myself. And I gave her a new body, reweighted her, all of that. But that was some years ago, and she's been just fine. And her and Greta, you will notice, have bracelets on their arms that I had done. One says Camille, one says Greta, and that was wonderful. And now I'm going to need to get one. I had one for Olivia, but fortunately I can't find that now, but I'm going to need to get one for Penelope so that she has it. So those are my 4 girls, and I couldn't put Olivia in the crib with them. She just would be too crowded. So we just kind of did it this way, where I could put her up here on the baby nest and have these 3 here. And I love these girls. And anyway, that's my limited edition, sold out, except for the Darina sculpt is not sold out. All the other ones are. And I'm thanking you very much for spending the time with me and watching this. And I'm very happy with how this turned out, because my light to get all of these babies in, it's not good. I have a window, as you can kind of see behind in this video. We are facing east and west for sun, and then I have a kind of a patio. I don't really get sun in this room. That is the one thing about my house, and I love my house, is the sun. The best way is north and south, and to have a window on the south side. You get good sun and you get good light, and I'm always a little jealous of people who can film with that in mind. So I have my lights, I have a little sun coming through. But anyway, that's my girls, and I will be back. I am expecting, just waiting for that baby to get finished and to come home, and then we'll do a box opening with that little guy. And, you know, to give you a hint, it is a boy. So, all right, thank you so much. Take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you later.